Welcome back to Smuvv Talks Podcast. Again, I am your host, B Smuvv, and yeah, man, we're gonna jump right into it, man. Today we got a couple things to talk about. I'm starting with Kanye West crazy ass. I don't know if you recently seen the interview he did with academics, man. This dude had a swastika chain on. Yeah, introducing into the interview, that's what he had on, like off the dribble. When I first seen it, I was like, yo, what in the fuck is Kanye doing? Didn't surprise me too much, right? I was kind of like, all right, something going on, right? But then, just before the interview actually started, he said he needed to go change clothes. He goes into a back room, and guess what this fool comes out and do? He comes out in a black KKK outfit. Can't make this shit up. I know you seen it, and I ain't gonna hold you. If I was academics, straight fade. Yeah, we gotta squabble, my dog. We would have to squabble, my dog. Like, some of the shit Kanye be saying, like, I'm kind of with some of this shit, but nah, dogs, you way out of bounds. Like, he had the right person interview him at that time. If it was anybody else interviewing him, I'm pretty sure they would have smacked the dog shit out of him. Academics goofy ass ain't gonna never do nothing, right? Academics ain't gonna never do nothing. It's no different than academics doing all those interviews and doing all the commentary on the drill music when all them young men was out there killing each other, right? That's kind of how he made his name. That's how he came to be. He's talking about Young Dirk and, how them cats was out there killing himself. He'll do whatever for the bag if you ain't noticed. He'll do whatever for the bag, all right? And if I was doing that interview with Kanye West, first thing is, yo, you can't wear that shit in here, yo. You can't wear that shit in this interview. You're not doing it, right? Have your thoughts, have your emotions, think the way you want to think. All that is fine, you dig? But nah, all that extra shit, keep that shit over there, dog. You're not doing that on my platform, right? You're not doing that shit on my platform. It's like as soon as the hood came on, all the shit came out. You know what I'm saying? It was like as soon as the mask came on, the character came out, right? He started ranting and complaining like a bitch constantly. Academics couldn't even get a word in. The dude literally took over the whole interview, running his mouth like a hoe. You know what I'm saying? It's all about clicks and views for academics, though. He don't give a fuck. He ain't stopping none of that extra shit. He letting them rant and rave. Academics was stuttering. You couldn't even get a word out. A lot of what Kanye West was saying is true, though, right? But it's so diluted by antics and bullshit that you can't even weave out the real and the fake. You know what I'm saying? You can't even read out the real and the fake. And it's so extreme that now it's on an everyday basis. It's on an everyday basis. You know what I'm saying? He's doing it so much to where even if there was a true meaning behind it, he can't build a following because he's too inconsistent in what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? Kanye West, I think he's powerful enough to turn it around. I really do. But he got to do it now. Next, I'm getting right into R.I.P. to Young Scooter, man. Young Scooter was recently killed in Atlanta. Although it was an accident, according to the autopsy report, he was being pursued for false reasons, which is why I say he was killed. A young lady called APD, which is Atlanta Police Department, anonymously, it claimed that there was a naked lady, bloody and abused, at a residence. Now, mind you, the young lady that called, she wasn't even in the same county. You know what I'm saying? Now, is that like common practices for police? I have no idea. I'm no one time, you dig? So I don't know if like the police automatically got this one database where they field all phone calls and then they disperse you out individually into what, you know what I'm saying, we need to go. I don't know how that works, but the phone operator told the lady on the phone that was calling making this false complaint. She told her, oh, let me get you over to the right county. I don't know how that works. The young lady also said that it was a gun involved, shots fired, it was a child involved, child abuse involved, is drugs in the house, is guns in the house, oh, is this, that, and the third. If somebody calls in and they say all this shit over the phone, and say they neighborhood watch, man, you know the police coming like the fucking SWAT team, man. And that's actually what they call it. They call it SWAT. But of course they're coming like that, you dig? The police responded to the house with the two male individuals inside, no children, no women, no shell casings, no nothing. They haven't even said there was no weed in the house yet, which, I mean, but still, they haven't came out and said it. It wasn't like a trap house and no shit like that, or they would have released that almost immediately, you dig? After arriving at the residence, the police knocked on the door. On the door, somebody answered it and immediately slammed it in their face. Police began checking out the perimeter of the home. Checking out the perimeter, they seen two individuals fleeing on foot. One individual decided, fuck it, I ain't running no more, I'm going back. He turned around and went back to the house. The other individual did not. and proceeded to run from the residence. That individual was young Scooter. While being pursued by the police, young Scooter jumped 2 fences, not sure how high they were, to avoid capture. He jumped 2 fences, which, I mean, anyone trying to get away from police will do. While jumping the second fence, he supposedly injured himself, in which he later succumbed to those injuries. And while the police had him in custody, he fell on the fence. I don't know how that happened. You know what I'm saying? When I heard this whole ordeal, it immediately was fishy to me, right? During the phone call, you can hear so many things in there that just didn't sound warranted. It didn't sound correct. She's saying everything possible to make it the worst situation possible. Well, there's kids, there's guns, there's sexual abuse, there's a woman being beat, she's naked, she's being gang raped. Like, she's saying all types of crazy shit just to warrant a major response. And that's what they did. That's exactly what they did. The police responded with an immediate response, all hands on deck, right? If I'm in my home and I'm chilling, kind of like I am, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the studio now, but if I was at my home and I was chilling and a SWAT truck pulled up and tried to kick my door in, yo, my first instinct is probably gonna be to run too. I'm probably not gonna just sit there, you dig? My first instinct probably gonna be to run. But then I'll realize, well, I ain't did shit. What I'm running for? What am I running for? I can sit right here, I'm good. All these police raids, all these RICO charges, they giving these rappers, yo, young Scooter might have was like, yo, this might be my time in court. Fuck that. I'm getting out of here. He might have scattered. Regardless, whatever the situation might have been, it doesn't warrant his life, period. It doesn't warrant his life being taken. They haven't released the body cam footage, which bothers me, right? I say that bothers me because they usually release the body cam footage almost immediately after the incident happened, especially when the cops aren't at fault. If the cops ain't did shit, they usually put it out immediately. The only time they hold the footage is when something a little fishy, you dig? When something a little twisted. That's typically the only time they hold results or they hold the body cam footage, you know what I'm saying? The lady that called in is being charged with several things. The major thing she's being charged with is young Scooter's death, which I think is warranted. I 100% think she should be charged with his death. Yeah, for sure. She should. If she wouldn't have made that false call, none of this wouldn't have happened, man. RP to young Scooter, and blessings to the young lady and her family, man. You gotta be more careful, you know what I'm saying? I know you may not have expected all this to happen, but you gotta take, you know what I'm saying? You gotta take responsibility, your consequences, responsibility, your actions, and endure your consequences, all right? I don't know if you guys watch any basketball, but Anthony Edwards, he recently had a baby with Aisha, I think her name was, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I know you guys seen it. It's been a big topic going around. They recently had a baby, and that is little baby's baby mother, all right? Now, while she was pregnant, he told her, hey, get an abortion. I'm gonna give you $100,000, get an abortion. I don't want nothing to do with the baby, and I don't want nothing to do with you. You dig? He told her that. She didn't want to get it, all right? She said no. She had the baby. After she had the baby, this man went, filed documents saying he ain't want shit to do with the baby. He wants nothing to do with the baby. He wants nothing to do with her. So he goes and he pays all the child support all at once. Ended up being just over $1 million to ensure he never has to talk to her again. I don't love it morally. I don't love it morally, but I respect his decisions. Respect is a woman can make that decision at will, huh? Yeah, let's talk about it. A woman can make that decision at will, whenever she wants. If she make a mistake and she no longer wants to deal with that mistake, or it's an unwanted mistake, or it can hinder something in her life that she doesn't seem, you know what I'm saying, warranted at the moment, she can go and board that when she get ready, or up until the legal time frame of when not. That man doesn't have that choice. If a man does try to make that choice, which he did, hey, look, I want this to happen. I don't want this. You still decide to go through with it? Well, now it's up to that man. He got to face that consequence. He got to provide for that baby. And the law says to provide for the baby is $5,000 a month. He said, well, say less. $5,000 a month for how long? 18 years? Add it up. Do the math, doc. I'm about to cut the check. I'm about to cut the check. See what it is Shorty thought she had a cash cow. She thought she had a big payout. See, what she probably doing a little baby is she probably just winging him along for the little bag, you know what I'm saying? He giving her the child support, but I could guarantee you she knocking on his door. Hey, yo, I need boom, boom, boom. I need. And because of public perception, he don't want nobody to think no different of him. He don't want nobody to think no different of him. He flogging money all day. He don't want her to go and say, hey, look, this dude flogging this and that third, but if I go ask him for an extra $1,000 for his son's birthday party, he giving me flat. He don't want to hear that. So guess what he gonna do? He gonna pay it out. So to her, yeah, I'm getting this 10 grand over here for the child support, but I'm also getting this extra 10 grand over here for just tugging at your pockets. You dig? My man's probably said, I'm not going through that. You get what I give you, and that's it. Get what you get, you don't catch a fit. You want to keep the baby? That's your due diligence. You keep the baby. Cool, no worries. But what I'm going to do is still not have nothing to do with you or the baby. All right? That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? If he was a deadbeat, nobody would give a fuck. It's just because this man's rich. Now everybody's in uproar thinking he did the lady wrong. Nah. That man don't want to deal with no sack chasing. She seems to be a sack chaser. You know what I'm saying? If he don't want to deal with no sack chasing, he do what he gotta do to take your responsibility. He the one that's wrong. Fuck all that. Get your bag and move around, sweetie. You got him. You caught him. You reeled him in. You got him. Keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it moving. Go find another one. You dig? I got a question real quick. For the Christian community, how y'all feel about that Martha Sapp thing? Me and my wife got a good laugh about that early. I ain't gonna hold you. That man said close the doors, not lock the doors. Let me run it back. He said close the doors, not lock the doors. Man, y'all people act like that man was putting chains on the damn door like it was Fair East Side High or something. That man said close the doors. He didn't say lock the doors. Alright? But still, the way my brain set up, I wouldn't give a fuck if he said put your hand on the door. I'm ready to black. No, don't hold me in here. No, sir. No, sir. Don't hold me in here. And to be honest, I was just thinking about going back to church, man. I ain't gonna hold you. I was, man. I was just thinking about going back to church. Maybe I should go pop my head in here and see. Sometimes it jump on you, man. It might have jumped on me. It's been a while. I was thinking about it. But then, if that's what it's like, nah. See, the way my brain's set up is if you try to demand it, I ain't doing it. If you try to demand it, I'm not doing it. Your best bet is just to ask me or just allow me to do it on my own kindness. What they say, cheerful giver? I heard that like 3 times recently. Cheerful giver? They want to cheer. You should be a cheerful giver. You can't force someone's hand. Look at the economy now. You know what I'm saying? Look at the economy now. Now, when this video was posted, it was a couple years ago originally, but it just resurfacing. You know what I'm saying? Hell, if he used it, it was the height of COVID, right? Yeah. And he requested more. They would have had to pull me off a pit. Would have thought I was a motherfucking pit bull in the bull pit. Yeah, I would have went crazy in there. Hold it. Hold these sacreds. Hold these sacred hands, boy. Hold these sacred hands, my boy. Yeah, I ain't going.